Well, we are live.
Good evening.
Hello. Yeah, we had so much to do, and then I realized it was like half after 7. I'm like, whoops.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
But we're here. Yep. Seem to have lost Aaron. Anyone have any questions? Aaron was here, and he lost his feed. I'm sure he'll be back. But other than that, I don't think anyone else will be here.
Okay, I can hear you.
Yeah, I saw you.
All right. I've got video, like
Cool.
choppy audio.
Everyone is busy, Jess. Just one of those nights. Yep. Sorry, Jess. I personally didn't. Kelly might join us a little later. Maybe she did.
What was the question?
Yeah, I don't know if you have any, Aaron, for Jess.
What was the question?
Uh, does she have any messages for her this week? That was from Jess Edits.
Must be a little question.
But other than that, we have no questions yet.
What was just question regards to
Oh,
this week as far as messages?
she didn't have anything specific. She just asked if there are any messages for her.
Mm-hmm. Let's get a little bit more specific there.
Yeah, nothing yet. Anybody have any questions? What do you mean, Janet? Do you read any objects, Aaron?
Usually, if it's someone as an individual, yes. As far as objects or inanimate objects, no.
Okay. Jess is asking, does anyone from the other side have anything I need to know?
Just let's get some more specifics of your
Just
question as far as what
let's
that entails.
get some more specifics of your question. As far as what
Oh,
the
you've got two different feeds going, Aaron.
entails.
Stand by. Okay.
Well, Janet, Aaron said he can read individuals, but as far as inanimate objects,
Okay. There we go. All right. Can you hear me better?
yeah, I can hear you. No, it's very quiet tonight.
All right.
Yes, we are, Jessica. Jessica, what's your birthday? I'm not sure if they can hear us or not. Check the microphones here. I think everything is on. Yep, it is.
Okay, Mr. Wizard, date of birth.
Okay, cool. Well, keep looking for it, Angel. As soon as you can find it, we can see what's going on. Okay, Janet. Uh, Janet Brown has a boyfriend. She is wondering if you had any feelings on her, Aaron. His birthday is March 24th, 1969.
In regards to James, is this going to be a question relationship-wise, work-wise?
Did you hear that, Janet? Do you have anything a little more specific on what you're asking about? In the meantime, anything for him? He is very good with his insight and intuition. He is good at being service to others. He can be successful at a lot of things: publishing, speaking, writing, teaching, basically anything involving communications. He has a desire for money. Children are always a priority. He likes music. He likes to be artistic and laugh. But he should be listening to his inner voice. He definitely is intuitive, so he needs to trust his hunches and go with them. She's saying work, Aaron, career-wise, if you felt anything.
I get the feeling that I agree as far as the working with the hands, like construction, building things. He's good with being things together. Feels pride in those types of jobs and occupations where he's getting something put together or building something. He seems like a good fit in that department. I don't feel like the work that he's doing satisfies him. Where his connection is, he needs to have something where he's building construction, doing something with his hands, with tools. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Have him look outside the areas of where he's been looking for work in this department. I don't feel like he's going to be able to find that where he's at right now. Not necessarily having to travel to, but find it in a place where he's not currently looking. It'll be a place unexpected through like family, friends, a person that he knows can help him get that kind of work.
Yep, so far, that's the only thing specific anyone has asked.
What's the question that Angel has?
Angel is in the Middle East, and she has feelings for somebody, but her family is one that does arranged marriages, and
I remember this one.
with her cousin. And I looked it up, but I said without his birthday, I really be very specific with her, but she doesn't know his birthday. But basically, she has someone she's in love with that she would like to go forward with, but the family has other ideas. She feels that the guy that she loves isn't ready for that relationship at this time.
I get the impression that Angel's correct in that assessment. However, given some time and opportunity, I get the sense that she's not ready either. I don't feel like she's ready to make that commitment either. I feel like she's ready to explore a little bit further. She doesn't want to get involved in this, and she doesn't definitely want to have the relationship with this individual. She feels more right at home to be able to explore a little bit further than getting settled down, getting married. I agree with you there, Angel, in that department. Now is not the time to second guess this. If you want to move forward with it and find someone else, definitely take this opportunity to do that and let your family know. I understand that this is however, you're more of a modernist. I get the impression that this is not something you're ready for and you're not ready to settle down yet. In regards to having a serious relationship, this is something you want to do it on your terms, not on your family's terms. The pressure's there, but you're going to have to put some boundaries, some borders up there with her, with the mom, and the father, the family. That has to happen. Seems that we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago, and I understand. I get the impression that this is like along the same lines as the way the Hindu culture is, where there's a lot of pressure from the family, and that push will continue. It's an uphill battle, but you can get through this. You have to let your family know you're not a piece of furniture. They have to respect that you have feelings too, and that's something that you have to express to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, she's saying if she marries someone else that she wouldn't be happy. So it should make sense to her.
Just yourself. Your anxieties are coming about by the fears. The fears are expressing themselves in a manner. That's that anxieties. Don't overlook or sell yourself short in that department there. Don't base the past circumstances that you've had on the current. Don't try to put the two together. That makes sense. This situation is not as bad as what it seems.
And she said her mother knows everything about her.
And she knows you're not ready. You're not wanting to make this commitment with this guy and jump into this arranged marriage. I know it was a couple of weeks ago we were talking about this, and I still get the same impression that this is not going to work between the two of you.
Yeah, she's been on a few times, so this has been going on a little while. Sam just joined us. His birthday is September 3rd, 1958. He is asking, do you see a relationship in his future?
Good evening, Sam. Two things have to happen, Sam. One, you have to change some personality conflicts that you have on your side yourself. Not to throw you on the spot here or under the bus. Got to get the impression that there's some personality conflicts that you have that make those relationships you've had in the past. For someone else to just accept you as you are, you had to make some changes. You had to, one, get to identify with the person. Two, Don't go that you're seeking the revelation. Decide this is something that's want this to happen. This is something that will happen when God's ready for you to move forward into that relationship. But you have to take responsibility for your feelings, your personality, and accommodate other individuals and their feelings. You have to be open-minded. You have to be a good active listener, and you have to know when to be able to take that step back and give that person the opportunity to be able to express themselves. That seems to be a little, I feel as though this is a challenge there that you may have overlooked. Sometimes it's not a bad thing for us to look at the expression of what someone else's feeling is. I would encourage you to do a little more perfection in your personality. I feel like there's some conflicts there that's prevented you from being able to have a happy relationship.
Yeah, I see it. He is attention, smart, but usually he's in a group that brings attention to themselves, and that's kind of, I think, what you're saying is to maybe focus more on those people around him than he does on himself. But accomplishment, financial success are there. Definitely, you're self motivated. You can receive and process information very well. But yeah, you definitely draw attention to yourself. So, like Aaron said, relationships go both ways. So yeah, you do have some things to work on.
I feel like the biggest challenge is just getting through that personal conflict, the drudgery of the self. You're gonna have to make a list of things that you can offer a relationship, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and work on those things individually before you get back into this relationship. In regards to your answer initially, I feel like the situation will come and present itself for you, and it already has a few times before, and it's gone unnoticed. If there's someone who's had children who's come back who has someone who has the same challenges, who's a single parent.
Your audio is cutting out a little bit, Aaron.
Can you hear me?
I can now. Yes, very well.
Okay. I feel like there's a relationship material there with a female that has children who he hasn't seen in a long time, someone that he knows of that's fallen out of a relationship. That would be a good start for him once he achieves the goal of being able to get his personality in order.
Red Moon, can I have your birthday, please? We don't have any more questions at the moment. Hi, Tony. Jess is asking if she's on the right path. Do spirits want her to help them?
Jess, there's 5 paths before you. As with all of us, the choice is yours. Your free will is activated. That's your decision to make. In regards to which path, you make the decision from time to time to go from one path to another. You know in the spirit you're doing the right thing when things are challenging and very difficult. When they're easy, those things are not meant for you. One life is simple. You're not big. And develop spirit. That's not the. That's part of the path that's given to you to take on, and you've accepted that role. At the same time, don't let people walk on you a bit. I take it that you're the caretaker type. Don't let people take advantage of that just because that's a gift that you have. You're compassionate, earnest, and loyal. Bringing about those things to make those useful in the capacity where it will give you joy and pleasure. For those who appreciate you, for those who do not, move on. Just step aside and let them go about their way.
Tony Santiago is asking a question. Tony is in the local firehouse, and they've had a lot of turmoil and political changes going on there. And I had a reading with him and saw promotion in his future. And if not promotion for his friends, at least they were going to land on their feet with everything going on. So he says he's had some interesting things going on at work this week, and he's asking if you see a promotion in the next month or so. His birthday is May 12th, 1983.
In 3 months, not 1 month. However, this is something that you may very well bite off more than you're prepared to realize. This compared to the people that won't do today in a supervisory or management position that moves you up high, so ties and binds that you have with your friends and colleagues, because again, they won't see you the same as they did before. This is something you need to be aware of before you accept any offers. In this case, this is going to give pros and cons to give you what you're asking for in regards to promotions, page, and things. You're going to be losing some of those colleagues that you consider to be your peers. They won't see you the same way as they used to. It's going to be kind of lonely at the top, if that makes sense.
What's your birthday, Leo? A little quiet tonight. Communication seemed to be off.
Okay. I get the impression Jessica's reaching out in the areas of something, caretaker, get the capacity to go. And Jess, you need to be aware that if you're willing to take the time to be compassionate and to give to others and to serve others, that's something of a yoke, kind of like the oxen that have those yokes that pull a car. It's a pretty heavy. If you saw that and get into a path that puts you and that presents you with that opportunity, you have to realize that this takes up time that you may have had to do things with your friends and family now that you won't have because others will begin to depend on you. And I think you understand that. With having said that, now is a great opportunity for you when those opportunities come about, and they will come knocking. Should you decide that you're ready to answer, just be aware it's going to take a lot of time away from you, away from your family and your friends, especially for as far as training is concerned. I get the impression that you know and understand that, and that'll be satisfactory to you, even though that may give you a little less time to spend with friends and family.
Red Moon and Leo, you've asked for readings, but we will need your birthday, please.
And Jesse, be mindful that you never lose the ones you love the most because they're loyal to you. If that makes sense. Friendships and will missions will part our ways for a short period of time. But when it comes to love, there's always that loyalty that there will never be any other thing that will come and stand in the way of that. There's no barriers, walls, or anything else that will come in the way of that.
Well, we're not seeing anything new.
Red Moon, are you a southwestern Oklahoma in that area?
Yeah, that's what's kind of odd tonight. There's no response to a lot of the questions. I was wondering if they were hearing us, but people did say they could hear us fine.
Mm-hmm. Tony, I feel he's searching for something in the areas of like his, not to be too presumptuous, I get the impression that he's already got his EMT paramedic licensing, and that's not the avenue he's looking for. He's looking for something like a lieutenant ranking or captain ranking, that kind of thing.
Yeah, he's in a family of firefighters. You know, his dad was too. So
Mm-hmm. It's a legacy thing. I get it. I know that I've come from a family full of policemen who I was in a family full of policemen who I later did the same thing. But Tony, it is lonely at the top. Your friends will be people in that area of management, and once you transition, know that you're not able to go back to those folks that will be your subordinates. They won't see you the same. You won't be able to react the same because that's an opportunity lost in that area where you're going to eventually may potentially have to discipline individuals or come to the terms where their performance, and that's kind of where the meets the road in those
Kyra, I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name. Could I get your birthday, please? Kyra Hardy was asking about career and finances for the next month. She was curious what kind of a career she should go after.
What's her date of birth?
That's what I asked her. I don't know yet. Yeah, no one's giving any birthdays.
Kira, were you born in 92?
No response yet.
Area of the you're getting that for, man, or something of that effect, where you're like a social butterfly. I get the impression that you're that type of person who's able to communicate well and effectively with people. I don't have your date of birth here, but I get an impression reaching out to you that you know that you have that skill and you enjoy being around people and being able to communicate well. I feel this would be the opportunity to take you, given the opportunity between occupations. Restaurant management is not it. Something along the lines of some service-oriented management would be a good fit for you. Jessica, you had a question?
Yeah, we're getting a couple now. Random videos, birthday of January 9th, 1981, asking for a general reading. I will say, date of your birth is a lot of people who are born on a date like yours, they are definitely spiritual growth. Career paths often follow spirituality. You're the same birth card as Kimmy Rose is, who we're all working with. You're likely to live places, a lot of places, change careers. You're practical. You will be good with financial matters. Don't procrastinate. That can be an enemy of yours, and leave things incompleted. Set out to complete start, and passions, career, health, artistic expression, mental and emotional accomplishment. Spiritual fulfillment is often one and something that can help you because depression, other things can always be something that you fall into. So when you're centered and balanced, things will go very well for you.
Sorry, I lost you there for a minute. What was the question that Judy had?
He has a question about the woman he's doing business with. He did not
Judy, if you
specify
can,
the question.
let's get a little bit more specific about what exactly your question is. This is like I get an impression that this is a question about being taken advantage of, feeling of being used.
Janet had a question about her boyfriend earlier, but Janet's birthday is November 1st, 1970. She is wondering if we see her moving in the next few years. I personally am not seeing that, Janet, but things can change quickly depending on your circumstances. Okay,
I don't
Dooney.
get the impression either.
Yeah.
I feel like this is something where she's got out of a relationship or has had some problems with friendships or relationship related, and she feels like this is the reason why she should look elsewhere because it feels to her, at least the impression I get, that this is something where she has exhausted all of her resources there. This is an opportunity for her to look under rocks. You need to be moving some things in your life around. I kind of get the impression this is something you know how to do. This is like kindling and a fire. You want to build a good fire, you have to first be able to take the small bits of pieces that you have and put those things together and actually stoke those things up, give it some air, give it some room to breathe. Don't be so cautious.
Okay, Dooney got back with his question. He has a friend at work Her birthday is August 6, 1989. In the past, she was involved with her mentor. His birthday is October 27th, 1974. Says she regrets it, but he isn't so sure. And is she still involved with him personally or business? And I look at her and no, I think she does regret it. And no, she is not involved with him personally for certain. And I doubt business wise either.
I get the impression you have strong feelings for her, and this is something that you need to be wary that this is not the right time for that. You need to remain friends. Don't mix business and pleasure in that manner.
Yes, she already did it once, and she regretted it.
Things are working out good for you. Businesses can harbor relationships in that. That'll ruin you. I get the impression she's just taking this opportunity for her to explore things from time to time, and it's an impulsive thing. It's not something that she feels like she's got a good level of control or consistency over, and you have to take that in consideration. She's not there yet as far as relationship material. Keeping her as a friend, keeping her as a business partner, I highly encourage that. At this stage, leave the relationship thoughts and feelings off to the side and maintain the business relationship. Focus on that first. That's what
You can be there for her. Just don't push the relationship side of things. Just be your friend, and if this thing is meant to be, it will happen. Hi, baby.
hi, baby.
Okay, Kyra got back with her birthday. She was the one asking about finances and career. Her birthday is January 29th, 1995. You had guessed 92, so you were close.
You're an Aquarius, Kira. I feel like this is something that you've taken no action in that area, and I don't blame you because this is kind of a bit to chew. But in regards to hospitality, management, areas like that, you have that innate feeling. I get the impression very strongly that you know how to be able to speak with people, be able to listen, understand, and comprehend, and be able to help deal with whatever comes your way or their way. That makes you a good fit for this kind of work. Don't settle for the work that you've had before in the past. That's not satisfying. You need to be looking in the areas of something that challenges you mentally, challenges you emotionally, that gives you the satisfaction of being able to help people. And that's where this move into that management position of something hospitality related, not in aspects of restaurants. It can be something in health, not necessarily health medical field, but something in the nature. I get an impression of like you have the ability to work at a retail management, hotel management, something in a, I get a real strong pull to ask for help and guidance in this area. You can actually be able to help them. And I know that to you, this direction is something where you have something to offer and you can put it into something that will help in the areas of people's health or happiness. And that's something that you've always innately been drawn towards.
Yeah, definitely. She's someone who can get things to cooperate, to work together. If you went into business, you would be fierce as far as any kind of competition, things like that. But you like to share knowledge, information. You will, you'll figure it out. You'll get on top of your career, your finances. If it doesn't go well, you will not focus on the disappointments, but go ahead and move ahead on to what you need to do to fix that problem. But yeah, finish what you start, and you will keep having higher and higher levels of optimism on what you're doing.
Don't lose sight of your focus there. And selling yourself short and making yourself feel as though you're not worthy is the ultimate doom there. You have to look forward to waking up in the morning, going out there and saying, I can do this. Having that mindset right off the bat, knowing that there is, like you said, there are those out there, they're going to be bumps in the road. Those challenges, the competition, it's irrelevant. You have a good personality. I get that impression that you're that kind and get a disciplinary or something that go to get it. Jess, you had a question on being out on your own and having a job in media.
Yes,
In answer to your question, yes, I do get the impression that getting out on your own will give you that level of satisfaction, of feeling of freedom brings with it. And you have to ask yourself, are you ready at this stage for the responsibilities when you're out on your own? You'll have to be taking care of your own bills, taxes, insurance, food, housing, clothing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Ask yourself at this stage, are you ready for those responsibilities? At no point in time does it get easy just because you get out on your own. It becomes extremely difficult. Then you look back and you say to yourself, wow, I had it pretty easy when I had someone else taking care of me. In regards to the media, I feel like that's the fit for you. Writing is your skill, journalism, no problem. Media, I don't feel like that's a move that you need to take right now. Taking that opportunity will be something that you should look into later. Not to let you down, but I feel like this is not the time for that. You have plenty of time ahead of you to do that. However, if it suits you, look into something where you have the opportunity to create, to express yourself. You have an artistic side. I get the impression that it's easy for you to decorate something. Look into something simple to get started. Floral arrangements, cake decoration, anything that's creative. That's an area I feel is a good fit for you at this stage of the game. And take your time with it, with the media related things, with journalism, writing, and find your niche. But find something work related that you have the opportunity to express your artistic talent.
yeah, definitely. I feel immaturity is always something that's there that she's got to stay on top of. But definitely Smart, creative.
Good, Jess. Look forward to subscribing and finding out what your channel is all about.
I get the feeling she's also a comedian. She likes making people laugh.
Not trying to put anybody under the bus again there, but I get an impression that there's a lot of deep feelings that are suppressed, of emotional feelings. I get the impression these feelings are more debased feelings of humiliation, sometimes the feelings less than worthy, getting an impression that you're feeling a lack of self-esteem and you hide that behind those things. Now is the time to talk to other folks and get it out in with others who have like-minded feelings like that, who have come through that, and talk with them about that. You need to be able to have peers that have gone through what you've gone through and have them there close at hand as your support. That's the best way to be able to heal. And you certainly have a good knack for being able to put something to writing. That'll also help because you can put your feelings and express them on paper, which is a whole lot easier than trying to express them in other manners. That's a lot more constructive than destructive. Angel, in regards to the marriage, again, I say to you, this is not the time for you to accept this, even though this is culturally, it goes against what the culture says. This is going to be one of those that you'll understand this in a year and a half, less than 2 years. This is not a relationship for you or for him. This is something that both of you guys have been shoved into. You can't have love if you don't have friendship, and you guys have an acquaintance. This isn't a friendship. This is not something that you guys have to go through just because the family says this is what their expectation is of you. So the answer to that question with regards to what you've been given coming into this world, it was a means to slow you down because in prior times you went a little too fast, and this is a way that you have obviously come to the mission and accepted that you have to have something to put the brakes on you slightly. Just know that this is a temporary thing during this lifetime. It's a means for you to help you, not to hurt you. It's a means for you to help to get the understanding what it is that you were meant to know, and then go on from that. It seems you've skipped over that. I feel like this is one of those instances where you've gone through a class where you've kind of skipped through a few things, and now you're set back in detention, so to speak, in this lifetime as a means to be able to get you to get it, to understand. Nothing to be worried about.
Yeah, it's almost like she has always an uncertainty about what she should do, making decisions.
This coming into the world.
Well, we have finished our hour, and I don't see any more questions. So I think, guys, it's time for us to sign off for this week. And please join us next Monday. Hopefully, we will be on time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And I hope you all have a great week.
Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And Skip,
Yeah.
you want to remind them? Of where they can go?
Oh, sure. You know, if you would like a reading, Aaron and I are available along with Kimmy and the rest of the group. Lighttheway.com, LITE. You can also call. Number is 754-854-1514. And you can book an appointment online, or you can call us and do it right here. So whatever you need, and if we can be of service to you, you please let us know.
I agree.
And on that note, I guess we'll say goodbye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Take care of yourselves. Have a great week.
All righty.
Bye-bye.